Hello and welcome back to 94.5 from 8 to 21. I'm your host Felix Vogel.
And I'm Nikhil Singhani.
And today we're just talking, we're amidst the off season. It's kind of a dead league right now. We're just talking about our opinions on some new and upcoming rule changes / some changes on the All-Star game and stuff like that. Nikhil, what do you have to say about the upcoming League Cup, which has just been introduced into the NBA?
About the in-season tournament, I think that this is actually great for the league because on those sort of Monday, November type games, no one really has any rooting interest. I mean, me personally, when I'm watching sort of Orlando Magic, Oklahoma City Thunder,
You don't watch those games.
at that time. Okay, if you
Okay.
but anyone who wanted to, for example, tune into the Orlando local network or something, there's really no reason to because they're both gonna win like 10 games. But if there is this cup,
Boy, you're really dissing like Florida right now.
there could be an Orlando miracle story.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Awesome, Minnesota Miracle. Okay, I'm actually a really big fan of this because, in my opinion, one interesting rule is that these games that you play in the League Cup actually matter to your regular season record because, it's just such an awkward schedule that you, have to fit these games in. So these people are playing for something. Like, my big criticism of the All-Star games, like in Utah last year, frankly, that sucked. It was just, layup lines. I know the point of All-Star games is not to play defense, but they just weren't even running back at half court. It was like a pickup game on a nice court that was really expensive. There were no real good things. Yeah.
What do you think about this new Elam ending? I know it's been happening for 3 years now, but what do you think of it? Do you think it's better than normal time setting? The Elam ending?
The Elam ending?
Where they have to get to sort of a certain amount of points? That one?
Oh.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I guess I'm a fan of it. I mean, I think it encouraged them to push harder offensively. I think overall in everything, no one really values defense as much, and I guess I like that you have to really fight for it. I think we actually have a caller. Do you hear that, Nikhil?
Oh wait, we do. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks. Do you think with the new in-season tournament, we'll see a lot of the same teams that we see compete in the playoffs, or will it be like the FA Cup in soccer, where we see a lot of kind of underdog teams?
Well, I think that, for example, this season, the Utah Jazz, Portland Trailblazers, they were both doing extremely well at the start of the season, and I think that might encourage a few teams to, put a little more work into being a higher seed early in the season, besides tanking not really tanking, but not putting in their full effort like the Lakers this season to try to conserve for the postseason.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna diss Orlando again. Is that okay? So basically, Orlando, they have no shot of winning the NBA Finals.
Agreed.
It's just out of reach. I'll get into that later, but I think that they're the worst teams are really gonna want to win the League Cup because it's mid-November. If you string together 5 games in a row, suddenly you're on national television because you're making a lot more money for your franchise. And I think this is a big positive because I feel like the teams that know that they don't really have a shot at deep playoffs, this is a gimme 5 games. They don't have to really be that
Felix,
great.
what do you think of my idea that the winner of the tournament should get a playoff berth?
I actually don't like that. I think because I feel let's say Dallas pops out with a crazy they win the cup, okay? So this is a really big thing to fight for. They win the cup, and then off season or amidst the season when trading opens, you just they suddenly do some crazy GM moves, and suddenly Dallas is the 5 seed, and it's just not even competition. I don't know. I don't like that. I think you really have to earn your spot in the playoffs. Yeah.
But I just don't really know what kind of value this would hold in most NBA players' hearts, considering that $500,000 is the cash prize.
Okay.
And that's just,
$500 isn't that much, but this is a little too much on minutes in this radio show. So thank you for listening. Thank you, our caller. We'll see you next time on 8 to 21.